much for your donation. Actually, let me go get my phone. While I get that phone, go ahead and type your question here in the comments, okay? All right, J Moon, are you ready? Are you ready with your question? I thought you split it up even one. Sorry for what, honey? What happened? And can you also remind me what's your zodiac sign? I forgot what's your sun sign. Alrighty, J Moon, whenever you're ready, go ahead and submit your question. And also your name. I forgot your name. It's Nadia, right? Okay, yes, I remember you. So whenever you're ready, go ahead and submit your question. Hi, Sally. How are you tonight? Is the music better now? I think it was loud. That's probably why you guys were having a hard time listening or hearing me. Anyway, so let me know if this volume is better. If not, I could lower it. At my workplace, what does the deputy chief, Tim, think about me? Why does he want to meet tomorrow? Ooh, scary. Do you know his zodiac sign or his sun sign by any chance? If you don't, it's okay. I figured, since you work with the guy, you probably don't. So, oh, all right. So he wants to meet with you personally after your morning meeting. Crazy. All right, so today we're going to go ahead and use the Witch's Tarot by Ellen Dugan. Okay? So let's go ahead and see what the cards have to say for one situation. So I'm going to go ahead and pull a card to see what it's about, but I'm also going to do it in the form of a relationship spread, okay? So we can see his thoughts, we can see his feelings, we can just get a full rounded reading about it, okay? How are y'all doing tonight? He's one of the bosses. Okay. He's one of your bosses. Okay, so let's see. Ooh, yeah, message. But because it's the Page of Wands, I have a feeling that it might be positive. Well, that card just flew out. I don't know why it's being washed out when I don't have a green screen. I think I know why. Okay. Okay. There. Do you guys see things better? Perfect. All right, so Page of Wands, yes. Page of Wands is basically the epitome of a message. That's why he's going like this. So yeah, I'm seeing that he's going to pass on a message. So it might be a message from even someone higher from him. So it seems like he's just the messenger or something like that. So there's a concept of that. So let's go ahead and see, I guess a little bit more deeper than that. I do feel like this person is intuitive. This person does trust himself. He knows a lot about people skills. He can read people really well. This boss of yours that you'll have a meeting with tomorrow. Okay. Okay. I feel like it's positive, but for you it might seem negative. But let me tell you why I think it's positive. So in his thoughts, he's got the card of karma in reverse, which that would be equivalent to judgment in the traditional Rider-Waite, right? These cards are a little bit more pagan. But the thing is that when it comes to karma or judgment in reverse in his thoughts, because that's representing his thoughts, this would be basically telling me right here that he feels like someone here isn't learning a lesson, or someone here is just not, someone here is not learning a lesson. Also, too, a judgment in reverse, this could be him just not wanting to do this. So him wanting to avoid this, yeah. Yeah, I think it's the latter. I think he just wants to avoid this altogether. Why? Because he's drained. But let me tell you why I think it's a positive message rather than a negative message. I think it's going to be a warning. I think it's going to be a warning because either there's a lack of dedication with the Queen of Wands in reverse. So I feel like the Queen of Wands is representing you in this situation. So it seems like there's this viewpoint that either there's no dedication or there's no efficiency. Things could be done better. And I get that it's not going to be a favorable union. But let me tell you why I think it's positive. Because I think it's just going to be a warning rather than like a strike, or something like that. I feel like it's going to be one of those things like, hey, kind of like get it together. And this is the last time I'm going to tell you kind of thing. There you go, like a verbal thing, like a verbal warning. A verbal warning. There you go, not a written warning. Where it's like, kind of like, letting you know, like, hey, get it together. kind of thing, because we're seeing someone here who isn't dedicated. We have the career-oriented woman, the Queen of Wands in reverse. And again, well, it could just be in general, like, I don't know exactly what you do. Unless you want to tell me what you do, then I can go ahead and specify. But that's up to you. We can see, like, what is he not satisfied about, But that's the reason why I feel like it's a positive thing, because it's kind of one of those things where he's just kind of letting you know, like, hey, get it together, you know um, or else, next time it will be like a strike, or a written warning or something like that. um, this is more kind of like a low key, like, letting you know. Does it make sense? I don't know if that makes sense. But like I said, if you want to tell me what you do, I understand we're here on the live stream, or we could do it on the private reading. I feel like I haven't done anything though, so I don't get it. Sometimes that happens. I feel like this person really likes you. I do feel like this person really likes you. And the thing is that I feel like he thinks that you could be a little bit more dedicated. So, and that's the thing, sometimes we might think that we're doing great, but maybe in some other people's eyes. And then again, the cards did say this is not his own personal message. This is a message that he's just passing on from someone up above. Or maybe he heard something and he's kind of like, hey, I'm letting you know. So, like, let's chill or something. So that's kind of what I'm saying. I feel like I haven't done anything though, so I don't get it. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I pulled cards to see how would you feel about it. You got 9 of Swords. Goodness gracious. It's going to bring you lots of anxiety, okay? Because this is the card of, like, anxiety, bringing your anxieties and stress to your home, and also right before sleep, thinking about those things. So it might be a thing where, like, it might kind of like stress you out, that, like, you might even go home and you're just like, it just like, you're just gonna go to bed like freaking out. Sometimes even with the 9 of Swords, we stay up all night because of how stressed we are over the situation. Okay. So Nadia, do you have any other questions for me today? Yeah, kind of just like one of those, like, I'm letting you know, like, kind of like, get it together, or work a little, or just be more efficient, like, be more engaging, kind of thing. Like, we need more from you. Like, they kind of just, with that Queen of Wands in reverse, it kind of gave me that feeling of that was you, someone who's just not either dedicated enough or not engaged enough. And with that 9 of Swords, when that I got, as far as like your reaction to it, or how you would feel about it, that just totally made all the sense in the world. But like I said, I feel like this is a positive thing, because I think it's just kind of one of those things where he's kind of just letting you know, just, as a warning. If not, it's going to be like a real, like, warning or strike, kind of like he's letting you know, like, like, hey, like, maybe if you did this better, that would be great. So do you have any other questions for me, Nadia? I can see like maybe that. Yeah, let's go ahead and see. All right, Karma, thank you so much for your payment. I'll be with you in just a second. And also, Miriam Esparza, got your payment. I'll be with you in a second. You see me committing in love this month. Ooh. You committing or the other person committing? And what is your zodiac sign? And what is the other zodiac sign? And also the other person's name. Okay, so Nadia, you donated for 2 more. What did you want to ask for your next question? But let me go ahead and ask if this has anything to do with a work colleague, or was it like a rumor that was spread from a work colleague? Yeah. I keep getting that 6 of Cups, seriously. Yeah. Blame. When I see this card, or just pointing the fingers at one person, like it was her, or like, or something like that. So I'm seeing pointing fingers, or just kind of like blame. What did you want to ask for your second and third question, Nadia? Do you need some time, Nadia? I can give you some time. I can do one client and then I can come back to you. You need some time? Well, that's a very general question because everyone is going to have different feelings for you. You can ask me about a specific person and I can tell you how that person feels about you. Otherwise, I mean, the cards are just going to be like all over the place because one person is totally like you and then the other person is going to be like totally whack. Might think you're totally whack. So you want to ask about a specific person. Miriam, I'll be with you in just a second, okay? And you don't know this person's sun sign either, right? He sees that you're busy. He sees that you're doing your thing, but he kind of gets a hunch that you're kind of over it. Um, I don't know if this is just his intuition, or if this is like just him seeing your behavior, or she. Um, yeah, like I think he sees you as someone who's busy, also someone who kind of keeps to themselves. So her name is Jen. She's a she. Okay, perfect. So Jen, I feel like she kind of views you as someone who kind of keeps to themselves. She kind of views you that way. She also views you as someone who kind of stays busy, you know? But in a way, she kind of, and like I said, I'm not sure if this is like just straight up her intuition. Um, but it's basically saying, she kind of just gets this hunch that you're over it. I asked specifically if she dislikes you or just, in any way, shape, or form, and I got no. I don't see her disliking you or disliking your work in any way, shape, or form. So I don't think she has a problem with you. Sorry if I'm hitting my microphone. So yeah, that's what I see for this situation. I don't think he hates you or dislikes your work. None of that. Okay. Did you want to ask about somebody else? Does you have one more question? Can you tell for how long I will be at this job? And like, what can I expect from it while I'm there? Well, those are two different questions, but I'll go ahead and see how much longer I see you at your job. Unless, of course, you want to go ahead and submit another payment. Well, actually, I see you staying there for a little longer. I wouldn't be surprised if it's like another 6 to 8 years, staying around 6 to 8 years. But even then, I do feel like you feel like you're getting the short end of the stick when it comes to your job. It's definitely going to feel that way. But with the Knight of Pentacles, if you're looking to get promoted or to get a raise, that could be a possibility at this job, actually. But it is telling me here, I see you staying a little bit longer, like 6 to 8 years, but I don't see it even reaching the 8 years. So that's what I'm seeing. Okay. But I see you staying for a little longer. And I feel like the reason is because it seems like the indecision of making that decision. Um, and again, I mean, knowing that you're a Capricorn, you take, leaving a job very seriously. Your work life is very important. Totally. Thank you for your patience and for answering the questions. I appreciate your help. No problem. Nadia, don't forget to like the video and I'll see you soon, okay? So let's go ahead and see who else is next. All right, so next is actually Sully, which I know that's karma, right? It's karma, bitch. I'm never gonna forget that shit. Don't you love it when your vape dies? Gosh, I need to go get my charger. Update on Phil's thoughts and feelings. I accidentally called him a few days ago. Don't you hate it when that shit happens? Seriously, I'm always butt calling people and shit. I accidentally called him a few days ago, and I'm hoping he didn't. Okay, let's see. And can you remind me about Phil? I know we've read about him before. Can you remind me what's the status between you two? Are you guys in a situationship? Is this an ex? Is this a coworker? Who is this person? Relative? What is your sun sign? No contact. Okay, so this is like a person from this is an ex, and there's no contact. Okay, perfect. So let's see his current thoughts and feelings. Oh wow, I blocked his profile, so I hope he couldn't tell. LOL, I'm a Cancer. That's crazy. Well, I mean, we are getting closer and closer to Mercury retrograde, so I'm not surprised that things like this are going to happen and have been happening for people, because that's what Mercury retrograde is about, just like communication issues, misunderstandings. I wouldn't doubt it also, but dial calls. Gosh, seriously. Okay, so let's go ahead and see what the questions have to say. This is so funny. Okay, so the cards are telling me he did notice the phone call, so I went ahead and I asked. But because it's the moon, it's almost like he's kind of just confused as to why you would do that. So it's like, and because she's holding the torch, it's like he wants clarity, just like her in the middle of the dark in the fog. She's looking for clarity, right? She's looking for the light, or she's looking to see, right? To see things clear. And it's crazy because that's something he's really thinking about. Maybe she called me because of this reason. Maybe she called me because of that reason. Maybe it was because of this, you know. But in his emotions, nevertheless, Hermit in reverse, we do see somebody in his emotions. He wants to contact you. His intentions, the Sun, because he wants attention. He wants attention. And yes, because in the bottom of the deck I have 8 of Cups in reverse, someone who left is coming back. So I have 2 confirmations here, totally. And then again, I mean, I think it's a curiosity. I think he I think this is something he's thinking about a lot. Like, why did she call me? Like, why did she call me? And also, he wants attention. So, and with the Four of Pentacles in reverse, I wouldn't doubt it if there will be a little bit of some vulnerability with this shit. Him opening up, or you guys just talking about things. Then again, I'm not surprised because we're coming to Mercury retrograde. So, and during Mercury retrograde, for starters, we do hear from exes again. And Mercury retrograde also is about people opening up and talking about things. So when people try to confess things during Mercury retrograde or when they open up, it's usually the truth. It's usually the truth, and it's something that they have held really close to the vest. And something that he probably has held back. It honestly was an accident. I was just creeping, but I'm not trying to stroke his ego. Okay, so you called him, I guess, on Facebook on accident. That's so funny. Okay. But yes, he did notice the phone call. And because it's the moon, I feel like he's confused about it. But because she's holding a torch in this tarot deck, there's this need for clarity, and his thoughts, like I said, he's got all these possibilities, you know, maybe she calls me because of this, maybe, but what if she called me because of that, you know, because look, it's all in his thoughts. But because they're cups, not like swords or whatever, it's basically saying like, there's an emotional trigger with that. So you caused an emotional trigger. Then again, I mean, with the Hermit in reverse in his emotions, he wants to contact you again. And the cards are saying he wants attention. And I do see him opening up about something or confessing something to you. Most especially because it is the moon, I feel like it's going to be more in the sense of a confession. So yeah. What kind of emotional trigger? I think just one of those things, you know, like when, just put yourself in his shoes. Like, you know, if your ex called you on your Facebook, you'd be like wondering, like, you know, just put yourself in his shoes. You'd be like kind of curious but anxious, you know? So I think it's just one of those things. But if you want me to specify, oh, he wonders what that means, especially with the Eight of Pentacles. It seems like he's kind of like, okay, well, where do we stand now? What's, you know, where do I stand in your life now? I think he still has feelings. He still has feelings. The thing is that with the King of Cups, he's choosing to just care for you from afar. That's the thing about the King of Cups. It's not a great card to see when you see it in situations like this, actually. A lot of people like to see this card, but I feel like whenever I get this card, especially in situations like this is a person who's going to choose to care for you, still have feelings for you, but from afar. Okay? So, yeah. And then César, si hablo español. Si hablo español. Okay, so Sully, you have any other questions for me? Back when we were together, did he only see me as a sexual connection? That's how I used to feel. It was confusing. Okay, let's see if it was just sexual for him. Well, I mean, the cards did say right now that he has feelings, but let's go ahead and see if it was just sex for him. Perfect. All right, so these are the cards that I got for you. So in the bottom of the deck, we have the moon. And then for your spread, we have Page of Pentacles in reverse, 3 of Wands in reverse, 8 of Cups, 8 of Wands, 6 of Cups, and also the 10 of Pentacles. 3. No. I mean, well, yes. Hold on a second. Because it's kind of like a yes and a no. Does that make sense? Let me elaborate. Because, okay. Did he just come out of a relationship or something? Was he like heartbroken before you guys had your thing? And again, the cards are reiterating the fact that you guys are going to talk again. You guys are going to reunite again for whatever reason. Then again, Mercury retrograde does that. And then it was only sex for him simply because he didn't want to commit. I think there were feelings there, but it was kind of one of those things where there was a lot of hesitation. You get me? I don't think he ever had the intention of committing. Yeah, like I'm kind of seeing like there was either a breakup or he was dumped. I'm really seeing that. Okay, if he was, he didn't tell me. He made things official quickly, but then he didn't treat me like it. Kind of narcissistic. Yeah, it's kind of one of those things where he was heartbroken. I don't think he still had feelings for the other person, but it was kind of one of those things where people, you know, like how people hold on to like, oh, I was treated so unfairly, you know, like, you know, how people hold on to things like that. Like, I was just treated so unfairly. I kind of see that stuff. Like, I don't really see like a thing where it's like, or he's holding on to an ex in particular, or like maybe the one right before you. But from what I'm seeing, it's like him holding on to like, oh, I was just treated so poorly. People took advantage of me. People abused me. That's what I'm seeing for Phil. Okay. So let me go ahead and give you a well-rounded reading. So let me go ahead and give you a well-rounded reading. I want to see like his thoughts, his feelings, and all of that during the time that he was with you. Yeah, it's almost like he made you responsible for how other people treated you. With the King of Pentacles, it was almost like that's why he was so narcissistic, or seemed so narcissistic. Because I'm seeing him coming into this relationship feeling like everything was so unfair to me. And with the King of Pentacles in reverse in his emotions, that kind of tells me like, sometimes when I see this card, like if I can give you an example, it could be a thing where like this person can be like, how can I say this? Let me give you an example of something I went through. Like if they were to do you a favor, right? They'll make sure you do the favor back. If they let you borrow money, they'll make sure you pay it back, like, and then why would you want to be in a relationship like that, Or if it's a thing where it's like, he put effort in, whether it's in a very small amount or in a large amount, like it was always like he kept you indebted towards him. And maybe even without doing things for you, it could have been a thing where he made you feel like you were indebted towards him and that you needed to do more things for him. Am I wrong? Yeah, he liked you, but it's almost like he was trying to convince himself, like, and I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but it's almost like he was trying to convince himself that you weren't all that. But because it's the Nine of Cups in reverse, he liked a lot about you, a lot of things about you. Even with the Nine of Cups in reverse, it's kind of like a thing where he likes you like 90% of you, and there might be like a 5-10%, that he's like, not so cool. That's kind of whack, but we still got the 90%, right? But sometimes even with that Nine of Cups in reverse, those kind of people tend to make a big drama over the 5-10% that person doesn't have. So he could be doing that. So yeah, he was. Okay. But yeah, that's what I see for him. Like that's what just like I'm just seeing this thing of like I was treated unfairly and this, and I kind of just see like he kind of just like took it out on you. Like I wouldn't doubt it if he like came onto this relationship with this mindset of like I will never do this for a female ever again. I will never do this for a partner ever again. Or I'll make sure that if this happens, that that they're indebted towards me, kind of shit like that. All right, Sally, do you have any other questions for me? Is that all for you? Yeah. All right, I'm going to start writing these names because the list is getting bigger. Goodness gracious. Okay, so. No worries. I will be with you later then. Okay, so Torrance Terrell, I will be with you in just a second. I'm going to go ahead and do the reading for Miriam Esparza. Miriam Esparza, are you here? Cosmic Kid, I'll be with you in just a second. All right, Miriam, let me know your zodiac sign and your question. Type it in the comments, please. I mean, on the live chat. All right, Miriam, can you type your question on the live chat, please? So we can go ahead and start your reading. And let me know your sun sign. Thank you. All right, Miriam, those are two different questions. Which one do you want me to answer? Do you see me and my ex getting back together? Or, yeah. And if the answer is yes, I can answer that second question. If so, what would be his intentions? Okay. And then whenever you're ready, oh, you're a Cancer. Okay. So which one do you want me to answer? Or you can just submit the payment for two. But I mean, let's see first if you guys would get back together. And then I would say, if you guys would. If it says yes, then we can see what would be his intentions then. Or what do you want to do? I think there's a big delay between you and I, Miriam. All right, awesome. So for you, I'm actually going to go ahead and use the Rider-Waite. There we go. All right, so will you guys get back together? Let's go ahead and see what these cards have to say. All right, so in the bottom of the deck, we have Three of Wands, and then we have Ace of Cups, Four of Wands in reverse, the Star, Five of Swords, Five of Wands, and Justice. Interesting. Okay. All right, so I got a definite yes, as a matter of fact. Yeah, as a definite yes. Yeah, and especially because we end the reading with Justice in reverse. I mean, Justice upright. Most definitely, I do think so. You are waiting to reap what you have sown. The challenge is this breakup. Breakup. But the reason why we're here is because you still have hope. If he hasn't come back just yet, he will. So I'm not sure if you guys just got back in contact, but if not, you guys will get back in contact. Then again, we are going to be in Mercury retrograde, so I wouldn't doubt it if it happens during Mercury retrograde or anytime between now and the end of the year. But I do see him coming. I do have the Seven of Wands here, so I'm just going to go ahead and see what this card is, because that card can be pretty combative. Yeah. Well, this is about fighting the hesitancy between the two of you. So I don't know if it's a thing where, like, when you're around him, you freeze or you get shy, or if it's a thing where when it comes to him, when it comes to being vulnerable with you or just being around you, like, gets so shy that he stalls. But we're seeing someone who will fight for it. And then we have the card of success. Yes, I do think that you guys will get back together. Miriam, do you have any other questions for me tonight? Miriam, do you have any other questions for me tonight? Torrance, whenever you're ready, go ahead and submit your question on the live chat. Thank you, Miriam. Hope you liked the video, and I hope to see you again tomorrow. You know Mariah's zodiac sign? And what is MTM? Just curious. And also, Cosmic Kid, your name is Torrance, right? Yes, and I don't know hers. Okay, let's go ahead and see. Now, can you tell me, is Mariah an ex? Is this a relative, a friend, a coworker? Who is this person to you? Is it somebody you have a crush on? Is it a coworker you have a crush on, or are you just wondering how this person feels about you? Like romantically? Okay, that makes sense. Because the cards are telling me, even though you have feelings for her, it is telling me right here you're kind of hesitant as to whether or not you are going to take action towards this or not. But honestly, I think you're going to end up losing your patience towards this thing. Yeah, you're going to lose your patience because you're kind of, but I see it being a thing where you're just going to just naysay the whole situation, just kind of be like, okay, well, I'm frustrated, I'm just going to go, instead of being a thing where like you get tired of nothing happening and moving towards her. I do think it I do see a thing where it's like you guys either communicate from time to time, or if it's a coworker that you don't talk to, then it's basically saying that eventually you guys will build a friendship and you guys will have communication from time to time. I don't think it's going to be consistent. Or if you guys do talk, um, then it's just saying you guys do talk from time to time. It is it is telling me she kind of does have feelings for you. Well, not feelings, but she's interested. But because it is the Wheel of Fortune in the upright, it's kind of just saying that she's just going with the flow. Okay, so don't really expect anything from her, because when we see the Wheel of Fortune, this is kind of someone who's just like, I'm going to leave it up to the universe. If it's meant to happen, then it's meant to happen. If it's not meant to happen, and I guess it was not meant to be. So I kind of think she's kind of taking that route. So, and that's probably why you'll lose your patience or not do anything, because you're really not going to see much. And that's going to make you feel pessimistic. And then eventually, well, I see you losing your patience. Okay. But like I said, if this is someone that you talk to from time to time, it's going to continue that way. I don't see consistent communication between the two of you. And then with the World card in reverse, Yeah. I feel like you guys are just going to be inconsistent. That's just pretty much it. So, Torrance, do you have any other questions for me tonight? But as far as like how does she feel about you, I do think she's interested. But like I said, this is going to be a thing, and she is ready for a relationship. I do see that. She's ready. She's ready to receive a relationship on a clean slate. No baggage. At least I don't see her dragging any of her baggage or not wanting to. But and she's ready for a relationship. I think she's been relationship minded actually. But with the Wheel of Fortune, it's telling me that instead of her taking action, she's kind of taking on this like very kumbaya approach. And it's kind of like one of those things where, hey, it's like, is it meant to be? Then it will happen. If it's not meant to be, then I guess it wasn't meant to be. Or it's not going to happen, sorry. If it wasn't meant to be, then it's not going to happen. That's gracious. I really don't like this Mercury retrograde shit. Gosh. Sully, thank you so much for the payment. I'll be with you in just a second. Alrighty, so Torrance, any other questions? All right, Torrance, thank you so much for coming in and for your support. Don't forget to like the video or the live stream. And I hope to see you again tomorrow, okay? All right, so let's see. Who submitted a payment? I know you, Sully, you submitted a payment. Okay, so Sully, you paid for two. So Sully, whenever you're ready, go ahead and submit your question. All right, so here's what, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and get my charger. I will be back. I'm gonna just cover my screen here so you guys don't stare at a boring wall. But I'll be back in like 10 minutes, 10 minutes max, more like 5 minutes actually. Update on Nader's thoughts and feelings. My second will be, will we speak again? Okay, so I'm gonna leave this right here. I'm gonna go grab my charger in the car. I will be back. Give me a second, guys. All right, so update on Nader's thoughts and feelings. Can you remind me what Nader's sign is? And so you're Cancer, right? I forgot again. Well, Sally, you got back right on time. I just came back myself. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and see an update on Nader's thoughts and feelings. That's right, he's a Pisces. And remind me again, you're Cancer, a Cancer, right? God, this stuttering today. You know, I've been stuttering for the past week and a half. Horrible. Yeah, okay. Okay. So let's go ahead and see. Oh, interesting. 4 of Wands, the Fool in reverse, 3 of Wands, Page of Wands in reverse, Knight of Pentacles in reverse, the Moon, 5 of Cups, and 6 of Wands. In the bottom of the deck, we do have 2 of Pentacles in reverse. Girl, you're really trying your very best to not be the one to make the first move. It seems like trying your very best to not be the one to send the message first. Then again, that is the energy of Mercury retrograde. I know I'm going to be talking about Mercury retrograde all night, but this is telling me right here, that Page of Wands in reverse, you badly want to either send a message or you badly want him to communicate with you. But the thing is that you're trying your very best to not be the first one to make the move, but you want to be in communication with him. Why? Because you feel like you have a lot of things that you want to open up about. But I feel like the reason why you don't want to make the first move is with the Fool card in reverse. I think it makes you feel vulnerable. Or you feel like it makes you look vulnerable. He left you on red. Oh my goodness. I have a problem with that too. But this is telling me right here, with these cards, is that it seems like you really want to hear from him, but it seems like you're hesitating. You don't want to do it because it seems like it puts you either in a vulnerable place or you think it makes you look vulnerable. But you do want to open up. It seems like you have things that you want to talk about, but you do see that he is really focused on the past. He's really focused on the past. Things that stress him out. I do think that he has a lot of insecurities. I do think you guys will talk again, specifically because it seems like you guys have like a spiritual bind between you two. In other words, it's kind of like saying like you guys are just always kind of just drawn to each other every single time. You guys, for some reason, are always coming back around to each other, you know? And this is the thing, though. I feel like a window of opportunity kind of sort of would be there, but the thing is that by the time that, you know, that opportunity or that window of opportunity would even show up, you're going to meet somebody else. Yeah. You're going to keep your options open. The thing is that right now, as far as his feelings, Knight of Pentacles in reverse is basically telling me right here that I don't think he's in a place where he wants to kind of have a forward movement with anyone. He's not in a position to do that. I'm seeing boredom and dissatisfaction. He definitely wants to talk to you. Okay. He definitely wants to talk to you. So I do see that he wants to talk to you. And I do think it will be before the year end. So I'm not surprised that it will happen during Mercury retrograde. Again, this is very common to see during Mercury retrograde. If you don't know about Mercury retrograde, it's just basically when Mercury kind of does like it's kind of like an optical illusion. It doesn't really go backwards in its orbit, but it, you know, from our point of view, it's kind of like an optical illusion where it looks like it's going back in its orbit, but it's not. But when that phenomenon happens, and it tends to happen like about 4 times a year, we hear exes coming back or confessions during this time, car accidents. So be careful of that, car accidents, misunderstandings, arguments. And some of these arguments are like lose-lose situations. So it's not really good if you just give into an argument during this time, right? All right. So yes, I do think you will hear from him. I do think you guys will speak before the year ends. As a matter of fact, I do think he wants to communicate with you. It seems like there's always this thing, or there will always be this thing where you guys will always just be drawn back to each other, at least from time to time. But I do see that a window of opportunity would arise, and then from there, I see somebody new. And I did specify to see if it was him or if it was you getting somebody new, and the card said it was you. Goodness gracious, this stuttering is crazy. Okay, so Sully, do you have any other questions for me tonight? Yes, the cards mentioned something about him dwelling over the past. I don't know if you remember that. It didn't show you the card, but I got the 5 of Cups, which that told me he was dwelling. He was crying over the past, and it seems like, and that was in the position of his intentions. So that's telling me that he's still good. He's intending on holding on to the past, typical for Pisces, water sign. You know, so, and you know, Pisces is known to hold on to things. So, yeah. All right, Sully, thank you so much for your support. Don't forget to like the live stream if you haven't already. All right, thank you. Mm-mm. All right, for the last minute readings, I'm only going to be here for 30 more minutes, okay? All right, 10 more minutes, and then I'll hop into TikTok. Yes, everyone's partying without me. Nevertheless, if there is, ooh, heaven and earth, yes, go ahead and submit a payment. I was about to give up on you guys, but yes, go ahead and submit a payment. Go for it. So I got a payment from London. Whenever you're ready, go ahead and submit your name. If it's not London, is it zodiac sign or sun sign in your question? Okay. And what is it? What is the zodiac sign for Jamari? All right, so Jamari is a Pisces. We're going to go ahead and use, what's your star for you? And what is Jamari to you? Is he a friend? Is he a coworker? Is he someone you just know distantly? Who is he? You guys briefly dated like in the past? Okay, so I have in the bottom Queen of Swords. And then for your spread, we have the Empress, Queen of Wands in reverse, Seven of Cups, Queen of Cups in reverse, Nine of Swords in reverse, and we end the reading with Two of Wands in reverse. So, does he have feelings for you? I gotta know. But it is something you've wondered for a really long time. Something that you have wondered, the assumptions, jumping to conclusions. Goodness, this freaking Mercury retrograde that's coming up. Yeah, I'm seeing that this is something that has been pondering in your mind, whether he did or didn't. But I don't see currently that he currently has feelings for you. Did he have feelings with you for you back then? No. 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 The thing about him is that he kind of views commitment almost like he's being tied down. And I got these two cards of like being released. But when it's with the Nine of Wands in reversed, it's kind of like it's saying like it comes from a coward place. You know, he's just a coward. You know, he chose not to have a relationship with you because of fear, not because he wasn't, you know, anything else. You know, it seems like he made all the excuses in the world, but really it just seems like deep down it was really just because of fear of commitment, you know. He kind of views commitment almost like in a negative light. It seems like he views it almost in the sense of like being tied down or kind of being like imprisoned or something. You know, I don't think he sees relationships in a positive light. And I feel like that was the main reason I don't think it was anything in particular about you, but I feel like feelings didn't develop because of that reason. You know, because I think he was just kind of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out from the very beginning, you know, and he was just being super cautious. He is someone that has gone through lots of life experiences with this card. So lots of life experiences that have caused him to be hesitant, cold, detached. So London, do you have any other questions for me tonight? Hi, Shane. How are you tonight? Nice to see you again. All right, Lyndon. Sorry it wasn't something you wanted to hear, but don't forget to like this video. I'm sure you'll find someone else better. If you guys have any $5 questions, feel free to submit your payments, guys. Seeing that the room is filling up again. All right, I will be leaving in 5 minutes, guys, just so you guys know. Any last minute readings, please go ahead and submit your payments. All right, guys, I'm going to go ahead and head over on TikTok.